I must be a glutton for punishment. So this followed me home today. This is 1968 AMC Rebel. Shiny. Some old appliance 5-spoke wheels. I need to move the other Rambler so Christy has a place to park. So you got some almost new Cooper Cobras, my favorite tire. This car is from California, and it is not rust free, but damn close to. Look at that, no rust on the quarters, no rust in the dog legs, no rust in the rockers. The only rust it has that I have found are the floorboards up front under the vinyl floor, and it's because of the vinyl floor. I bet if it was carpeted it wouldn't have any rust. The car was originally silver, and somebody put this crappy, probably Mako or Earl Scheib paint job on it. So I'll be right back. And the previous owner told me that this fender was pretty well mangled down low, and his buddy did an amazing job of fixing it. And while it looks good, it's not going to work. Because you see here, this is very uneven and very, I don't know, it doesn't really show up on camera well, but you see how low it is in through here. And there's this low spot, the scallop kind of here. Well, the fenders don't have that. There's no transition. There are little spots of filler that I've seen. There's a nub in here. See, there's a factory paint. There's a factory paint. There's some factory paint. But then right here, I think where you see this white, there's a dollop of filler that was hit with the DA. It's 232. Base engine for that year, the 258, wouldn't come out for another 3 years. And unfortunately, it has vacuum wipers. This is a absolute bargain basement base model car. Like, no options. Well, it's got a Jiffy Jet. I don't know if that's an option or if that was standard. Rambler did a lot of like standard stuff on their cars. Like, they were the first company to put a dual circuit master cylinder in back in 61. Everybody else waited until 66, 67 to do it. But anyway, silver car, black interior, a few cracks in the dashboard. It's touted to have 80 some odd thousand miles on it, but that's 180,000. Doesn't matter. You see that silver paint. So, real simple. Nothing special. It's got an AM radio. That was an option. I don't know if these things were available with delete or not. Anyway, you see the interior really isn't too bad. The seats are bad, but headliner's good. AMC and they're molded. Headliner. Yeah, it's shot. So something's gonna get changed there anyway. Okay. So, tell the tale of the Rambler. So the guy got it from his older gentleman with some very, very bad back. And he was driving it. And I think he was kind of struggling with it because it being a stick shift, which I understand, no power steering, no power brakes. Well, the clutch went out on it, or was going out on it. So he gave the car to his grandson. Grandson put a clutch in it and then got called away to a fantastic job opportunity, and the car just sat. So September, this is, you know, towards the end of March, and the car was last driven in September. So it hadn't been sitting too long. But the kid put the clutch in, and I don't know, he didn't rebuilt the carburetor, rebuilt the entire brake system, but there's little things that, you know, aren't finished. Vacuum advance here. The motor mounts need to be bolted back in. The transmission's in, but like the starter needs to be put in. The Z-bar needs to be put in. Shift rods need to be put in. So it needs to be finished. Looks like it needs a solenoid too. I don't see one. Nope, I don't see one. So it looks like it needs a solenoid. Okay. Yeah. But it's got a 2-barrel. It's got the old goofy Carter 2-barrel, but it's a 2-barrel. Huh. That's cool. Now, this is my traumatized brain from my Matador getting burnt. So that was parked out in my buddy's salvage yard. Oh yeah, you can see the damage from the fender went down there and then caved in that rocker right there. So that's gonna have to be fixed. But anyway, so I was looking for a Matador. I was looking for an Ambassador. 71 to 73. Maybe go back as far as 70 on the Ambassador, 70 on a Rebel because it had a Matador rear end on it. And I didn't even bother looking at earlier Rebels because these cars tend to command a lot of money, even the 4-doors. And obviously somebody at Chrysler took a look at this car and fell in love with it and came up with the 68 Plymouth B-body. And the Roadrunner came out of that, but God, I love these taillights. 68 would be my favorite year for the Rebel as far as taillights go, and I think I like the 67 grills better, but whatever, didn't matter. Not important. Yeah, you can see there's no rot back here. So this is definitely a good starting point to build. The trunk floor isn't rusted out. Hopefully I can take this thing to the car wash and this paint will just all blow off. As much of it as possible anyway. So right now I'm gonna get this thing up on jack stands, you get underneath it and see what needs to be done. The old clutch is in the floor there, the starter's back there, the drive shaft's back there. So probably gonna need a U-joint at least. But yeah, I want to get an idea and to see, make sure this guy put the clutch disc in the right way. I don't know. We'll see. I hate vacuum wipers. Anyway, time to get to work. So here is the rusted out floorboard. I think this side's worse, but that doesn't look bad. I'm gonna have to find better hardware here. I don't like that. Or at least some washers. Yep, see, that's another spot. The back floors look fine. So, okay, so the bolts in the crossmember there need to be put back in. Shifter rods need to be put back in. Not sure what transmission these things use. T14? Yep, T14, okay. Speedo cable needs to be put back in. Exhaust needs to be put back on. That might need to be replaced. You can see all the new brake hydraulics, wheel cylinder hose. I'm assuming the shoes have been done. I can't imagine somebody would see. Somebody with road new hydraulics with old nasty frictions, but I do see some old brake shoes in the trunk. Anyway, yeah, that I might just tighten up. I think I can tighten it up. I was surprised to see 68 still use trunnions on the upper and the ball joints on the bottom. I think that's 64 up, maybe? I don't know. It does look like whoever owned it took care of it. Because you see a lot of grease there. You don't see a lot of dried up stuff. You see a lot of wet grease. So those trunnions might still be okay. So I need to get in there and grease stuff anyway. And hopefully they'll take grease. So if they don't take grease, that means that they're probably seized. So I guess weird hardware going on there. Huh. Choke still okay, that's still there. Just need to get a jack under there. I do not want to pull this transmission back out. Just trust that the guy knew what he was doing when he put the clutch in. Yep, so I think it's just a matter of getting in here and buttoning everything back up. You see that's been messed with. You see the clearance there between the tie rod and the tire. Very, 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 very tight. Very tight. Actually, you can see that's been hitting that weight. And it's moved, so this tire isn't even going to be in balance. Realistically, probably ought to put, oh wow, you can see it's been wearing on it. So realistically, probably ought to put a spacer. Put a 1/4 inch spacer in there. I don't like spacers, but I'll probably do it. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to get the motor mounts in. The Z-bars. A bracket that goes there. Huh. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some looking. Okay. I'm gonna get busy. Alright, here we are, 68 Rambler Rebel. We've got the motor mounts back in, the training mount back in, the cross member back in the correct position. Played hell with that because the previous owner had it too far forward and I couldn't get the engine far enough back. But we figured out what we're supposed to do. I noticed the carburetor. What do you see missing there? Anybody? If you said butterfly, choke butterfly, you're correct. So there's no choke. The heat stove isn't hooked up either, so that could be a vacuum leak, maybe. We're gonna spray some carb cleaner down and see if it won't fire. We got the starter in, hooked up. I did check it, it does crank over and it cranks over evenly, so compression seems like it's good. Hopefully the fuel pump is good. We're not gonna worry about the wiper, the vacuum part of the wipers right now. So I'm gonna spray this thing and we are going to find out if it fires. Yeah. Now normally, I would say you got to put the air cleaner back on, and that's what we're going to do. In case you get a backfire and blow a bunch of burning liquid everywhere. The throttle's a little sticky, but I think it'll be okay. Now, I sprayed into the vent, the bowl vent of the carburetor, so it'll fill the bowl up a little bit. Here we go. Okay. Sound too bad. Lifter sticking, of course. This thing hasn't been running since September. And is there gas in the filter? I don't know. So that filter is not going to stay. I don't like those glass filters. They're dangerous as hell. But keep an eye on that when I start it back up and see if gas doesn't start coming into it. I don't even know if there's gas in this thing. Okay. Gas in that filter. Here, keep an eye on that filter and let me know if you see any gas come into it. Nothing?
You got gas in, I think. There's something.
Okay. One more time. Okay. Anything? Nothing?
I saw something go into it. I'm guessing it's gas.
Huh. I don't see anything. Okay. We need to find a gas can. Okay. What?
I don't need the flashlight. Just your phone's
Okay,
turned
so
on.
it's dark enough. Here we go. I'm going to try it again.
Alright, just in case it's too dark.
Alright. Here we go. I filled the bowl up. Yes, I should probably find the keys first. Okay, should have ran longer than that. But I think I know what's up.
What happened?
Well, it looks like these idle mixture screws are closed because allegedly the carburetor was just rebuilt.
Does it look rebuilt?
I mean, it looks clean, but let me see your flashlight.
I mean, there was gas coming through.
You saw gas in the filter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like filled up, but all back down. But I don't know. Maybe the filter's plugged.
Yeah, see, this mixture screw is completely screwed
And
in.
they don't need to be. I'm guessing that blocks off.
No, you know, some people are like, oh, you have to have them 2 turns. Oh, you have to have them 3 turns. No, it doesn't really matter that much how many turns you have as long as they are even and they're reasonable.
So, like, you can't have them all the way, both basically screwed out.
No. So generally what I'll do when I rebuild a carburetor is I'll screw them out 3 turns and start it, and then
Kind of go from there.
tune it from there.
Yeah, just... So it's pretty easy to tune a car.
All right, here we go.
Think that's a problem?
Yeah. Well, and me I have other batteries. Throttle's not so sticky anymore.
It probably just needed to be
Oiled.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the battery's about dead.
Huh?
I think the battery's about dead.
Yep.
Want to go grab another one?
Not yet, because I'll have you take this back with you and put it in the charger. So let's go and fill this back up. Okay. One of the other things is I don't have a choke, so that is going to affect it some. I'm pretty sure there's a decent sized vacuum leak at the PCV because the hose is rock hard and it's just kind of loosely sitting on the nipple.
And that's kind of expected with a car from what, 68, but other than that, it was pretty well taken care of.
Seems like it.
Tune it.
I was just trying to get the gas up to the carburetor from the tank. Gas gauge does not appear to be showing anything. So it either means we've only put like 2 gallons in it. We've only put like 2 gallons of gas in it.
So it wouldn't show that much?
Yeah.
But it's enough to start it.
What?
It's enough to start it.
Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, it should be enough to start it, even with it jacked up like it is. But it might not be enough to read. Okay. There we go.
Hey, your battery's sparking.
Well, okay. Let's swap it over.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna need a new one.
Ready?
Ready?
Here we go.
Lights all work.
So we've been fighting this son of a bitch all day. Got the fender back on, got the bumper back on. Got it back down on the ground, got everything all hooked up, got everything adjusted. Training's kind of noisy. And it was puking fluid out from the top. And then leaking down. Can't really tell if it's still doing it or not. I reached up around it, and the top had a lid on it. Had a top on the transmission. It's top loader, and it. The bolts were a little more than snug, so I tightened them up as much as I could, reaching my hand up in there. And I think I might have gotten it. And shifter linkage, all that is good. Got the front end greased. This ball joint is shot. Upper control arm bushings are shot. The trunnions seem to be tight, and they all took grease, filled up the reservoirs, so that's a good sign. I think somebody took good care of this until somebody didn't. Now, part of what I was told on this vehicle is that the carb was rebuilt, and it looked like it. It was very clean, and I could not get this goddamn thing to run right, idle, rev up. Is that a gasket at all? Well, I sprayed it with carb cleaner and it wasn't leaking, so that to me looks like a used gasket. I think we'll just pretend we didn't see it because, again, it wasn't leaking, so. So the bigger problem is this rebuilt carburetor. So this thing is, these are goopy. These carburetors are goopy. They're basically half of an AFP. I forget what the model designation is. Somebody could probably point it out. But you've got your needles, your jet needles, stepper needles, stepper jets, whatever the hell they call them. And they're crusty. These actually look clean compared to the rest of the carburetor. As you can see, there's some clean-ons there. Some lime scale. So, again, this is rebuilt. This is rebuilt. My power valve is completely schmutzed up. Ugh. So I'm going to soak this thing in some CLR and all the little pieces. These aren't the worst thing I've ever seen. They're certainly not clean though. The accelerator pump was working, but it's pretty crusty. Accelerator pump weight. And these are the main jets. So it looks to me like the guy maybe hosed it out with some carb cleaner and put a new gasket kit in it, because that does look like, you know, a new gasket kit. But didn't actually soak it or do any kind of actual rebuilding. So I'm gonna call it a night on that. And one positive thing is the throttle shaft does not seem to be worn out. That's good. And see how crusty that is. But again, I didn't have any vacuum leaks there. Spark was iffy, goofy. There's an exhaust leak. I think the manifold's cracked. I did tighten up the manifold, and that made a huge difference in how it ran. Because before it would not idle. Oh, and this window regulator is shot. It'll go, and then it'll lock up, and then you have to let off of it, and then go, and then go, and then go. Let's see. And I think that's an AMC thing, because a lot of these AMCs do this. Or you can pull up on it as you roll up, and it helps some. 89,000 original miles. Yeah. So I pulled the cluster apart. Did that this morning while I was waiting on Luke. And no gauges, no lights. I'm assuming the speedometer worked. It's mechanical, and it was turning, and the cable's good, so the gear's good. So I'm assuming the speedometer, odometer worked, but nothing else in this cluster worked whatsoever. So I gotta chase that down. I don't know if it's just a power issue, if it's a ground issue, or what it is. But these lights worked. The fan does not. Those lights work, and the radio makes a noise through the speaker. All those lights worked. Those lights worked. I haven't checked the cigarette lighter yet. The vacuum wipers kind of move. But I don't know if you guys remember if I have mentioned how much I hate vacuum wipers. I don't know if the cigarette lighter works. The mirror was straight down, so every time I'd bend forward, I'd bump into the damn thing, but I got it to move. Oh, this seems like it's always grounded, so I think it might run the battery down. And I don't know if I haven't checked the charging system yet, so hopefully it's working. But I need to roll the windows up to keep the cats from getting in here and peeing. I got the gear shifter working good. Column needs to be oiled. Switch is screwed up and needs to be oiled. I might be able to fit a little 2-inch tack in here, or vacuum gauge, under the cover, or mount it behind the back here, possibly. I don't know. I don't think the cigarette lighter works. Nope. Nope. Okay. So that's it for this evening. I'm gonna go soak the carburetor or something, see what I can figure out. Okay, here it is, 1968 Rambler Rebel 550 base model, appliance wheels, Cooper tires, broken headlight adjusters. I've got that thing. This car was in California until 2006. Grill is broken a little. That headlight door is kind of rough, although if I flip it over it'll look okay. This one's even rougher. Same thing though, if I fix that and flip it over, I think it'll be okay. Rust. This car has almost no rust on it. In fact, the only rust I found was just a little bit in the 2 footwells because this car has a vinyl floor, but there's absolutely no rust, no Bondo in the wheel arches, quarter extensions, nothing. There's a little bit of Bondo right there from a booger, which you can actually see the crappy repair. Trunk floor looks good. That is possibly the second sexiest rear end next to my DeSoto. Bumper is a bit boogered up. No rust around the back window. Front bumper's boogered up. This fender's bad, as you saw in the other video. It looks good at a glance, but it's not good. This front bumper is really boogered up. I know where to get another one though. I don't know about the back one, but I can get another front one. Okay, so we just took this thing on its first voyage with us. And it's running fair. I'm not gonna say good, decent, or okay. It's running fair. Went down the highway, it had plenty of power. Plenty of power, actually. A lot more power than I was expecting out of a 232 in a car this big. And then temperature gauge started working, so that's interesting. Brakes need to be adjusted desperately. It pulls to the left, but this is the side that had the bad control arm bushings and the bad ball joint. So that'll probably go away when all that's fixed. It doesn't smoke. It doesn't have any blow by. As a matter of fact, you put your thumb over that, it has a vacuum instead of pressure. There's something going on in the distributor. So I don't know if the coil's bad or if the counterweights in the distributor are bad. I do know the vacuum advance doesn't work, but it starts kind of acting like it's running out of fuel, but it'll still accelerate, or like it drops a cylinder or two. I don't know, the spark is very yellow. So I might put a coil in it out of something and just see what happens. I think I've got a coil lying around here somewhere. Fuel pump might be bad. I do know that I was having a hell of a time just getting it to idle until I plugged off the vacuum line for the wiper motor. The wipers barely move, so it's no good anyway. So whatever, it's gonna get converted to electric anyhow. Ooh, I don't like the look of that. Looks like it's gonna need an upper radiator hose. Oh, and it's not charging either. So yeah, just a whole bunch of little stuff to try to figure out. But for right now, I am exhausted. I'm going in. I've got to do laundry. I have work in the morning at the new job. Got a little ding right there. So that's it for tonight. We'll see what happens with this thing in the future.